What if ancient Indian royalty discovered love secrets modern therapists charge thousands for? While couples break up over text messages, Rama and Sita survived 14 years of impossible separation. Their forbidden relationship method creates unbreakable bonds that last lifetimes, not months. Modern relationship experts are now discovering these Dharmic principles after 7,000 years. Stay with us to the end and discover the missing ingredient destroying today's relationships. Welcome back to Myth Motivation, where ancient wisdom solves modern problems. Today we're revealing relationship secrets that relationship therapists don't want you to know. The Ramayana contains love principles more powerful than any modern dating advice. These Dharmic methods create relationships that survive betrayal, distance, and impossible trials. While contemporary couples struggle with trust issues and surface-level connections, this ancient epic shows the path to unbreakable love. You're about to discover why arranged marriages in India last longer than Western love marriages. In ancient Ayodhya, Prince Rama was destined to become king of the greatest empire. His beauty, strength, and righteousness attracted princesses from across the known world. But Rama's heart belonged to one woman, Princess Sita of Mithila. Sita wasn't just beautiful. She possessed a divine strength that no mortal could match. When Sita's father announced her Swayamvara, kings and princes gathered from every kingdom. The challenge seemed impossible: string the divine bow of Lord Shiva. Warriors who had conquered nations couldn't even lift this sacred weapon. One by one, the mightiest rulers failed in humiliation. But here's where it gets interesting. When Rama approached the bow, he didn't use brute force or ego. He honored the divine weapon with respect and devotion first. The bow responded to his righteousness, not his strength. He lifted it effortlessly and strung it with grace. Sita placed the victory garland around Rama's neck. But this wasn't just a political marriage arrangement. Their eyes met, and Dharmic love ignited, a connection deeper than physical attraction. This is the first secret modern relationships are missing. Their wedding celebration lasted months, but happiness never lasts forever in epic tales. Rama's stepmother Kaikeyi demanded he be exiled for 14 years. She wanted her own son Bharata to become king instead. King Dasharatha had promised her 2 boons years earlier. This is the part that changes everything. Rama could have refused this unjust demand. He had the army's loyalty and the people's love. Instead, he chose Dharma over personal desire, righteousness over comfort. Here's what relationship therapists are now discovering. Sita made a choice that defies modern relationship logic. She abandoned her palace, her servants, and her comfortable royal life. She chose to follow Rama into the dangerous forest exile. Modern couples can't even handle long-distance relationships for 6 months. "Where you go, I go," Sita declared to Rama. "Your dharma is my dharma, your path is my path." This wasn't codependency. This was conscious partnership alignment. This is the second secret that creates unbreakable bonds. For 14 years, they lived in the forest facing demons, wild animals, and constant danger. But their love only grew stronger through these trials. Modern couples break up over financial stress or career pressure. Wait until you hear this. The demon king Ravana had been watching Sita from afar. Her beauty and strength obsessed him beyond reason. He devised a plan to separate the divine couple forever. Ravana sent a magical golden deer to distract Rama during hunting. When Sita saw this beautiful creature, she asked Rama to capture it. Against his better judgment, Rama pursued the deer deep into the forest. This was Ravana's trap, working perfectly. While Rama chased the illusion, Ravana disguised himself as a holy sage. He approached Sita begging for food and shelter. Sita, following Dharmic hospitality laws, welcomed this false holy man. The moment she stepped outside their protective circle, Ravana revealed his true form. He kidnapped Sita and flew her to his island kingdom of Lanka. For 1 full year, the demon king tried everything to win Sita's love. He offered her riches, power, and the position of queen. He threatened her with death and torture. But here's the secret that modern psychology completely missed. Sita's unwavering faith wasn't just stubbornness or loyalty. She understood that true love transcends physical separation and circumstances. This is the third Dharmic principle that creates unbreakable relationships. Every day in captivity, Sita meditated on Rama's righteousness and their eternal connection. She refused Ravana's advances not from fear, but from Dharmic clarity. Modern couples lose faith after a few weeks of relationship challenges. Meanwhile, Rama searched the entire subcontinent for his beloved wife. He formed alliances with monkey warriors led by Hanuman. The devoted Hanuman leaped across the ocean to Lanka. He found Sita in the Ashoka garden, still faithful and strong. When Hanuman delivered Rama's ring to Sita, she didn't just feel relief. She experienced Dharmic love confirmation, the knowing that their connection transcended all obstacles. She sent back her hair ornament as proof of her continued devotion. The final battle between Rama and Ravana lasted for days. But this wasn't just a fight for Sita's physical freedom. It was Dharma defeating Adharma, righteousness, conquering selfishness and ego. When Rama finally rescued Sita, the people questioned her purity after a year in captivity. This is where the story reveals the deepest relationship secret. Instead of defending Sita's innocence, Rama asked her to prove herself through Agni Pariksha, the fire trial. Modern relationship experts call this victim blaming, but they miss the deeper Dharmic principle. Sita entered the fire willingly, not to prove her purity to others. She demonstrated her complete trust in Dharmic truth and divine justice. The fire couldn't touch someone of such pure devotion and righteousness. She emerged unharmed, proving that Dharmic love protects itself through truth and faith. This is what creates relationships that survive any challenge or accusation. They returned to Ayodhya as the righteous king and queen. But their story doesn't end with happily ever after like modern fairy tales. Later, public opinion again questioned Sita's reputation based on gossip and rumors. This final test revealed the ultimate Dharmic relationship principle. Rama, despite his personal love for Sita, chose his duty as king over his desires as a husband. Sita, understanding the Dharmic necessity, accepted exile again with grace and dignity. Now let's bridge this ancient wisdom to your modern relationship struggles. While couples today break up over text messages, Rama and Sita survived 14 years of separation, plus a lifetime of challenges. The first Dharmic principle is righteousness over comfort. Modern relationships fail because partners prioritize personal happiness over shared Dharmic purpose. Rama chose duty over desire when accepting exile. Sita chose partnership over palace comfort when following Rama into the forest. Your relationship isn't about finding someone who makes you happy. It's about finding someone who shares your Dharmic path and moral foundation. When couples align on righteousness rather than just attraction, they create unbreakable bonds. The second principle is unwavering faith through impossible circumstances. Sita maintained her devotion during a full year of captivity and temptation. Modern couples lose faith after a few arguments or stressful months. This isn't blind loyalty or codependency. Dharmic faith means trusting that your connection transcends temporary circumstances and external pressures. When your relationship is built on shared righteousness, you can survive any separation or challenge. The third principle is conscious sacrifice for the greater good. Both Rama and Sita repeatedly chose Dharmic duty over personal desires. Modern relationship advice teaches you to prioritize your individual needs and happiness above everything else. But Dharmic love requires conscious sacrifice, putting the relationship's spiritual growth above your ego's immediate demands. This creates the missing ingredient that makes love powerful enough to last lifetimes. Here's what relationship therapists are now discovering after 7,000 years. Arranged marriages in India have lower divorce rates because they're built on Dharmic compatibility, not just emotional attraction. Families choose partners based on shared values, moral character, and spiritual alignment. Modern dating focuses on chemistry, physical attraction, and personal happiness. But these surface-level connections can't survive real-world pressures like financial stress, health challenges, or family conflicts. The fire trial reveals the deepest relationship secret. Sita's willingness to face the flames wasn't about proving herself to others. It demonstrated complete trust in Dharmic truth and divine justice, protecting authentic love. Your relationship needs this same level of truth and transparency. When both partners commit to righteousness over comfort, faith over circumstances, and sacrifice over selfishness, your love becomes unbreakable. Contemporary couples struggle because they're missing the Dharmic foundation. You're trying to build lasting love on temporary feelings instead of eternal principles. Physical attraction fades, emotional highs diminish, but Dharmic connection grows stronger through every challenge. This ancient methodology creates relationships that survive betrayal, distance, and impossible trials. Modern psychology has forgotten that love isn't about finding someone who completes you. Love is about finding someone who shares your commitment to righteousness and spiritual growth. The transformation happens when you stop asking, "Does this person make me happy?" Start asking, "Does this person share my Dharmic values and moral foundation?" This shift from ego-based attraction to Dharma-based partnership changes everything about how you love. Your relationship struggles aren't about finding the right person. They're about becoming the right person through Dharmic principles. Rama and Sita show us that unbreakable love comes from shared righteousness, unwavering faith, and conscious sacrifice. Which Dharmic principle could transform your relationship today? Righteousness over comfort, faith through challenges, or sacrifice for greater good? Subscribe to Myth Motivation for more ancient wisdom that solves modern problems. These timeless principles have created lasting love for thousands of years. Start your Dharmic love transformation now. Myth Motivation. Ancient wisdom for modern times.